This is Carly at I Stitch What I Want. Number 5, I think. I already did one last week or the week before, and for whatever reason, the audio cut out, like in the middle of the video. So I took it down. Today I was planning on doing it again, so I forgot, because of course I did, the bag of my haul. So that'll have to be the next one. I did, however, remember to grab some of my finished pieces that aren't fully finished. So it's just going to be a little... And what I did have an FFO, or a finish this week. We went to Las Vegas and I got to go to Stitcher's Paradise, which was amazing. And I happened to be there. They were having a sale. It was awesome. I met Sharon Bishop from Stitch and Kitchen, and we talked to her for a while. She was great fun. So I have a couple things. I worked on, except for the finish, I have what I worked on this weekend, and one that is for an exchange, so I can't show just yet. In my Texas Stitchers group, we're doing a smalls exchange. So I started on that, and I have lipstick on my arm. I don't know how I got there, but hold on. So again, I'm in my car. I really don't want to go into work. So in my last video, I said how I got offered a new job. So on July 9th, I started another job here at the IRS at the Small Business Self-Employed Collections, which I don't exactly know what that entails yet. All I know is that it's perm, and I walked away from my permanent job to go seasonal because they were shutting down my department. And while I like my job because it's just in my nature to be helpful to people, I don't like the management here. They're shady as fuck, and I can't wait to get out. So I got a job offer. I took it. It's a downgrade in pay, but they can't pay me less, so it'll make up in steps. So I'll get a little teeny tiny raise because they can't pay me less. So that starts July 9th, and I'm super excited because I got the new job, and that's the week I get to go pick up my kids. And then after that, you'll get to meet Tatum, and she'll probably be maybe a more regular part. She's 11. She stitches a little bit. She's got a Country Cottage Needleworks one she's been working on for, I don't know, 6 months. And she's like, Mom, how long would it take you to do this? I'm like, I don't know, a couple of days. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, Tatum, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing it a long time. Anyway, so other than my exchange project this weekend, I worked on, my power went out again yesterday while I was in the middle of cleaning. So then it was just too hot to do anything because, you know, Texas in the summertime. So I started stitching, and then when Michael got home from work, we went to the movies and used their air conditioning while I didn't have any. And I think we got home around 10 o'clock, and the electric company had showed up right as we were leaving the house. So but that's the third time in just a few months that we've lost. Like, I was sitting, I have back pain. I have a compression fracture, so I washed a bunch of dishes, and my dishwasher's broken, so it's hand wash everything, and which makes my back hurt. So I have to stop in between things and let my back settle down. So I was playing around on my phone. Then I heard a noise, and I looked up, and it was really windy, and the tree outside my sliding glass door was like hitting it. So I thought that was the noise. And then go back to my phone, hear a pop, and then everything just turned off. And while it was like slightly cool in the house, it was too hot to get up and keep cleaning. So I got out my stitching. This is where I'm, let me move this so That's probably where the lipstick came from. My Salem sisters, that my pal friend Chris let me borrow the pattern because she's amazing and she has all the stuff I want and don't have. But it's Plum Street Samplers, Salem Sisters 1. Once I finish this crow, I'll be halfway done because that's about half of the chart right there. I can't see. And I have a bush and stuff right there. So, Sisters of Mine, We've Done No Crime, Yet Here We Go to Hangin'. This is going to say Townsfolk down here. I've converted this entire thing to Victorian motto sampler. Yeah. And the threads fell out of the bag. This is one of my new bags from Faye at Faye's Crafty Creations. I have a matching grime guard. Isn't it awesome? The other two are in the bag that I didn't grab at home. But I've converted this whole thing to Victorian motto sampler, Faded Primrose, Rustic Rose, and Old Salem Spell. When I found out about Old Salem Spell, it's more gray than I expected, but I love gray, so it's a dark pewtery gray, and you can see the variegation. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's variegated, but I'm converting the whole thing. So and this fabric is 46 count linen, so the highest count linen I've ever used to date. 46 count linen in autumn from Under the Sea Fabrics, because Leslie is amazing. But so it's weird. It's a little bit weird going 1/2. But I'm not using a lot of floss, so it's good. This is for my Stitchers Club in Salem, Summer of Salem, so I'm almost halfway done. Put this away. And then last night I worked on Country Cottage, Welcome to the Forest. I need to catch up on this block. Shade. One of these days this is going to work out for me. So I finished the raccoon. See the raccoon. I got one more row of the mushroom and then the French knots. I don't know what I showed in the last one, but I have to finish this one. So I brought it to work, but I don't know if I'm going to work on it here. Because I sort of just stitch on whatever I want. Whatever strikes my little fancy. It's on there tight. I need more Q snaps. I don't have enough, but I really like. I used to get all the 11 by 11s, and now I do a lot of 8 by 11, which I really like. It's pretty comfortable to hold. So this is the full piece. I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch the free border. I guess we'll see how much floss is left at the end. So there's the Welcome to the Forest, and it's charted for long stitches for this, and I added, like, it's wrapped around the pole. We barely can see it, but just felt like that needed to be there, and then like little half stitch out here to show like a piece of string where it was tied. So then there's that one Classic Colorworks color right there that irritates me because you can't even see it on the fabric that they picked. So this one's about halfway done. There's a tree and an owl and a bunny, and then the swaggy thing on the bottom. And then finish up that white border. And then I finished Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. If I can figure out how to insert a picture, I will. But I started to FFO that, and I got part of the way, but I needed to go buy some, you know, the little frilly shit that goes with it. So, but it's on the Shape of America board, Northern America board. And I put it on a really thin 6x6 canvas, and laced it, and I used Aleene's. So I'll have that for the next video, because I'll go get the stuff to finish it up this weekend. But it turned out really cute, and I was at Joann's after a doctor's appointment, and I found this tray, and I was like, it was on clearance. I was like, oh, that'll be good for this thing. And then I was just like walking around, and in the little unfinished where you can paint everything section, there was this thing that's shaped like America. So I was like, it has a little heart pin so you could put where you live. But I just put the flag on that and right in the center. And then it's got like a twine hanger thing that's a little too long, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And then so I'm just gonna add, like, I don't know, bows, or see if I can find some little stars to put on, you know. It's really cute. At Stitcher's Paradise in Vegas, which really is Stitcher's Paradise, and I wish I lived there just for that store. It was fucking amazing. I got that. I was specifically looking for that Bent Creek, and they had so much. That is an amazing store. If you ever get a chance, go there. It's an amazing store. So I was looking in her little Bent Creek boxes, and specifically for that one, and it was, do I have the pattern? It was the very last one at the very back of the box. So I got it, but this is what it is. Flag of stars. It came with, I just used the 18 count linen and the pearl cotton, because, you know, I paid $24 for the kit, and it looks really cute. So I'm doing that. Anyway, so these are my finishes from the last few years. That haven't been FFO'd. They're just like, and this isn't even all of them, these are just the ones I grabbed. But this was my first stitch. I need a light. And from far away, Han's face looks good, but up close it's a hot mess. Let me see if I can show you. It's all blended threads and weird back stitch. From far away it looks good though, right? A lot of people, this one put them off of. This was my first stitch. I didn't even know about them till this year. That I think this was 3 years ago. Yeah, so it's close to the next one. So it's Chewy and Han, and this, there were other options for words, but this is what I picked. I think I'm gonna send it to my sister because I don't Star Wars, and my sister's Heidi is super into Star Wars, so I'm gonna send it to her. This one was like my first big piece in 2014. I was stitching this on airplanes back and forth for custody court for my kids. But I saw this pattern on one of the, probably Cross Stitch and Discuss, because that was the one I was on most frequently. But somebody did it on the petite point linen with the polka dots, and I was like, oh, I need that pattern. So she told me what magazine it was from. It was from an old Cross Stitch and Needlework, I think. I tracked it down on a website that had the back issues. It was like a really good deal. It was like you get 3 for $6 or something. It's really good. So I like ordered almost everything that she had. I think it closed. It was Julie's Cross Stitch. I think it closed. And then, so I found the magazine with the tulip pattern. And then I wanted the fabric, so I started looking for fabric, and I was still afraid of linen, so I didn't do linen. But I found this swirly print. It's DMC Ada, and inside the package for the Ada, because you know when you buy their Ada in the tubes, it usually comes with some sort of little pattern. This tulip pattern was the one inside the package for this fabric. This is what the model was stitched on. In the magazine, I think, too. So I ended up with 2 of that pattern, and somebody was like, oh, where can I get it? And I'm like, I'll just send it to you. So they sent me a self-addressed envelope, and I sent it out to one of my stitchy friends on Facebook. So tulips are my favorite flower, and I just messed up my hair. But I love it, and I need to do something. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to sew. Okay, And then this one I did, I think, last summer, and this is a Joe's Fabric and Such on Facebook. She does amazing things, and I believe it's the Crafter Tree with 3 E's on Etsy. My Facebook, not my profile picture, but that whatever picture behind it, it's been basically this, but with a real dandelion. It got changed on accident one time, but ever since they started those where you could have that background picture, I found this one and it said blow me. There's a dandelion and it says blow me, and it's been there ever since, so for quite a few years now. So it's all just DMC, and I had oriented the fabric wrong on the Q-snap, which wasn't really a big deal, but so this should have been this way, because I really like to try to conserve as much fabric as possible. So there's plenty here to do something else, but this is from Joe's Fabric and Such. It's a group on Facebook. Go find her. I haven't seen, she does, if you see something you like and ask, and she'll do it. She's really great. This was a year or two ago. Those little Dimensions or whoever's little snarky kits. So I'm not snarky, I'm selectively polite, which, you know, is me and all my friends. This one is the same thing, and I'm pretty sure I stitched most of this standing in line for something at Walmart. This was my first even weave piece, and I know I'm going through these quick, but if you have any questions, let me know. This is gorgeous. This is the first time I had seen her, and I love her. So this was a lot of firsts. It was my first beads. Those little snowflakes are beads. So it was my first beads. It's my first Gorgeous Girl. My first even weave. So this is Monaco, which I feel like was a good starting choice to play around. But it's on a blue, I'm sure it's 28 count Monaco. I love her. She's just been sitting in a drawer. The DMC to anchor conversion isn't exactly super fantastic, but you know, she's pretty and I love her. And this was last year or the year before, a stitch along in like Side Needlecraft with Doreen Jones. Let Them Eat Cake. So I would do this every week. They released one section, and I bought a frame for it. I just haven't done it yet. And I was thinking, one of my besties, Michelle, she drinks tea, so it says, "Let's eat cake, let's drink tea," and it's the border is a Mosale variegated, and it's a Mosale fabric in 16 or 14 count Ida, but it's super cute. And the backstitch Doreen Jones is amazing. Like the colors that she uses, and then it's a lot of color changes for little things, but that backstitch makes so much difference. It just brings it to life. So that's my Doreen Jones. This is the Frosted Pumpkin, whatever. It was in one of the Christmas Just Cross Stitch ornaments. The white wasn't really showing up on this Gold Dust Ada, so I backstitched around it. In the red, and so it's Santa and Rudolph. I did this for my middle kid. His name is Jackson, and for a little while he had a dark gothy period, so he liked Edgar Allan Poe, so I stitched this as Clouds Factory. They have since updated this pattern and added more to it, and I showed it to him, and he said he likes it the way it is, and I didn't need to do the rest. But so this is Clouds Factory on probably leftover Monaco from Gorgeous, because I conserve fabric. This was when I first got back into stitching in 2014. One of the first things I made for Jackson, who loves Legend of Zelda, so it's the little Triforce thing, just on some gray Ada. I did this for my oldest son. It's the Pooping Unicorn from Daily Cross Stitch on a Moselle fabric. So it's 14 or 16 count Ada, and I was gonna backstitch around the unicorn, and then I was like, eh. But I did put sparklies in the horn. I used some kind of metallic with the called for. This one I did like in, I don't know, 2011. I did a couple of things that year in between. So it was after Tatum was born in 2007, and then I did these couple of things. So I found this on Pinterest before I knew Pinterest was bad. And you couldn't even, there's snowflakes, but it's just the silver dust Ada. And it looks like it's three strands. And I adjusted it a little bit as I went on because I felt like the spacing was off. But that's my keep calm and get your ho 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 on. So that needs to have something happen to it. And can't barely see those snowflakes, but whatever. Made this for my oldest son, Wyatt. He's going to be 20 in a month and a half. He's a Doctor Who lover. Just on 14 count black Ada. So that needs to be finished. They have a couple other ones. Sorry, the air conditioner's on and my nose is a little bit runny. Fix that. This is Emma Condon, I think. Citrovia. And I did it because I told one of my friends in California who was having her first baby to pick a pattern. I showed her some pictures. She didn't pick one, so I just made this. And then after I put it on Facebook that, hey, this is for your baby, she was like, oh, well, I kind of wanted a dragon. Well, she never told me she wanted a dragon, and then I haven't gotten around to doing the dragon yet, and the kid's like 3, so. But I messed up a teeny bit. It's one of my first linen projects, I think. My very first linen project was the Stone Roses. She's the bane of my existence. One of these days I'm going to finish her. The first time I got off and I couldn't fix it and I couldn't work around it, so scrapped that one, started again. Second time, placed it wrong, so it was like she was not going to have that enough. She was going to not have a head. There was not going to be enough room. So one of these days I'll do it a third time and finish her because I'm going to win. So anyway, I think this is Stitchrovia. I guess it could be Satsuma Street, but I think it's Stitchrovia. Just a little ABC thing. Super cute. I like the typography ones. They go quick. I was doing like a letter or two a night. I have sort of a love affair with Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I have recently, in the last year or so, decided to stop stitching the little kawaii faces, but their patterns are super cute. So I stitched this one. I don't even drink coffee, but I like it. And again, it's on the Silver Dust Ada, so the white's not super great. This was a black work stitch along in one of the groups a couple years ago. So this is Moselle, all Moselle fibers. It's an Elizabeth Almond free pattern on the blackworkjourney.uk.co or however it is, but Blackwork Journey Elizabeth Almond. I made the corner, whatever, either nothing was there or whatever, but I just put in these little bobbins with the threads. It's all Moselle thread, and this is the Moselle fabric from one of her fabrics of the month. And then I added the needle and that little thread myself. 2015, because I signed this one right there in the pink. So it's 2015. Last year I did this one. It's a Moselle fabric. I've used this one for quite a few pieces. I cobbled together, this is from 2 different Easter patterns from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I just took the pieces I wanted and I made a little, it's an egg wearing a little bunny headband and some tulips. Moselle fabric. And that's all I have. I will do the rest of that haul in the next couple of days, I think, because I got more bags from Faye. She keeps finding all this fabric that I love. They've started calling her my dealer. So she's my project bag dealer. But so it's been an interesting last couple of weeks. We went to Las Vegas for a friend's wedding. That was fun. And then we ended up flying home from Reno. And Reno has a cross-stitch store, but it was Monday and they were closed on Mondays. So didn't get to go there. They're closed on Sunday and Mondays. And I know that they need time off and stuff, but it's more convenient for me for those places to be open on Saturday and Sunday and close during the week because I'm at work anyway. This is little, I believe my best friend stitched this for me a long time ago, but the color bled and little, because I have chickens or the roosters and stuff in my kitchen or my dining room. So that's the last of what I have here. This one is my daughter's. We're driving home from California and they were bored and she was like, "Mommy, can I have some stuff? Can you teach me to cross stitch?" So we stopped at a Walmart, bought some Aida and some cheap threads because, you know, I don't want to spend money on it. So I just bought her her and the one kid the package of the like JP coats or whatever it is. So this is what she did. So that was like in 2014, I think. And then she did this one in one of the trips also. So those are the ones that my daughter did a couple years ago. So those are not all of my finishes, but you know, I only started stitching again really when we got to Texas, and my daughter was a little more self-sufficient. So I don't know if the way this is, I figured out the sideways thing and it was just the editing app that I used, but I guess I need to go into work now. I'm like 45 minutes late because I just don't want to be here. So thanks for watching another edition of Carly's Cross Stitch Car Chronicles. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Everybody's been super nice. Kay's Cross Stitch shouted me out. I don't know if anybody else has. And then this last weekend was StitchCon, and I'm super jealous I didn't get to go. But I hope everybody had a great time. So I will probably see y'all in another couple of days. So happy Monday. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.